figured I'd get on the bike today. It's a nice day. And it's a nice day. Let's take advantage of this beautiful weather. And I gotta head out and see the baby and the wife and everything, grab some dinner as well. And I got a bunch of editing to do. Winston set it up to Japan, so I am responsible for the Churchill episode, the main-sode today. So I'm gonna head back and start editing that as soon as I can. And I'd like to beat rush hour traffic even though I'm on a bike, because it really sucks. Anyway, one thing's really ticking me off, and if you are a new subscriber, you might not know, I'm fairly well known for being a really laid-back and easygoing guy. There's only so many people that could come to China and put themselves in a situation of high stress and pull through it. At least people I know back home. Most people would not be able to put up with that, but I'm usually cool with things. And for some reason, since I got married and had a kid, the whole perspective has changed. The easygoing nature, the way I deal with problems, and actually just the culmination of everything. When you learn Chinese and you understand what everyone is saying, you'll realize there is a negative side to everything. And although I am still mostly positive about my life here, things like this recent vaccine scandal that just came out, 24 provinces affected, and children getting affected, dying, getting sick from the production of fake vaccines. Now, I understand China's, had a bit of an issue with copying things and coming up with intellectual property and not stealing other people's. That doesn't really affect you. Fake DVDs on the side of the road being sold by a street peddler does not make your life any better or any worse, to be honest. In fact, actually, it's just convenient, right? These kind of things. But when you look at the root of the moral corruption involved, and you see that it actually extends as far as, vaccinations for children, and that systemically it was a business practice to create fake vaccines and not refrigerate them and not take care of them and affect babies. It's pretty ridiculous, and a lot of the news was spread around really quickly, and unfortunately that news came out a couple days after I actually had my kid, and I actually have no way of knowing whether my child was affected. I can't go get a lawyer and sue a hospital and open an investigation. I'm living in a communist country. I'm living in an authoritarian country that does not have the freedom or the system in place to be able to look into grievous acts of medical abuse and things like that. Like, there's no recourse for me here. So I could actually have a newborn child right now that has been affected by either fake or rotten vaccines, and that really pisses me off. I've always told foreigners here, a lot of foreigners, especially you subscribers, you Laowinners, some of you guys have come over and either love China or hated China. And the piece of advice I always give to people is that you got to roll with the punches. You're in a country that is so unbelievably different than your own, most likely, that you just have to either assimilate or put yourself in a place where you can be in a Western environment with the food and comforts that you have back home, because it's very difficult to find unless you go to places like Shenzhen or Shanghai or Beijing. Anyway, long story short, all of those cultural differences and the kind of hecticness, the crazy traffic, the pollution, all that kind of stuff, the cops. I'm actually not allowed to be driving here in this area, so I need to make a move for it right now. Bikes are not allowed in this area of Huizhou. Little drama for you guys. Want to see a police chase? Actually, it doesn't happen. Anyway, roll with the punches. Most of the stuff's pretty cool. Yes, you'll get diarrhea if you eat street food sometimes. But guess what? You're living in China. That's just part of it. However, things like fake vaccines, things like people disappearing, things like kidnapping children out of their strollers in my own city. This stuff I can't deal with. And honestly, I'm at wit's end, to be honest. I don't even know what to do at this point, because that kind of shit is out of your hands. you can pay exorbitant costs and go to Hong Kong and do all that kind of jazz. You can provide for yourself and your family the best you can here, but at the end of the day, almost everything here is not trying to kill you per se, but is at odds with you, you know, or at odds with your health or safety, and that's just not cool. So that's, I don't mean to rant, but of all things that happen, 2 days after your kid's born, you find out that millions of people have been affected by fake vaccinations, and it could be potentially fatal. That's not the kind of news you want to read after bringing a child into this world. So, long story short, I'm not very happy right now. Like I said, when it rains, it pours. Anyway, rant over.